How's it going, everybody? I am actually doing this. We are going to do the last chapter of Danganronpa 2, finally. I know it's been long overdue. I've been busy with schoolwork, my bad. And then it's just really hard to find, substantial amount of length of time in my schedule. So I finally found some. Let's see what this bad boy does. Another reason I kind of been ignoring this is because when I got to this part and there were old voices, I completely forgot what I did for those. So I rewatched some of my older streams, so I kind of know how I did it. And I discovered I changed the voices all the frickin' time, so it doesn't really matter. So, without further ado, let's get this bad boy started. Let's do this. Heading to the school trip.
It would be wrong to say it was swaying from side to side. It was actually shaking rather intensely. The room I was in, it was shaking from side to side. The shaking was quite irregular. Just when you thought it was a series of small shakes, it would suddenly shake violently. And every time that happened, I'd have to steady myself with my foot. I couldn't stand up very well, but for me, it was comforting. I'd never thought not knowing what to expect could be so fun, so I was feeling rather excited. But I figured I'd get bored of that feeling soon enough. That's what I was expecting. For me, a person who is loved by talent. Detecting regularities among irregularities won't be that difficult. Ah, how boring.
Do you like ships?
On the other side of the dark room, I heard a voice. It was clearly directed at me.
Ah, you looked like you were having fun. So that's what I assumed. You do like ships, right?
Ships? That's right. That's it. So this is a ship.
You just realized that now?
Is it really that funny?
Hey, if you want, care to talk a little? The silence was starting to bore me.
Instantly, I saw his true character. The overfamiliar attitude, the friendly smile, but under that thin skin, I could detect a foul, offensive odor, like some kind of putrid slime. In a sensible way, of course. How should I put this? It was a smell exclusive to those who were already finished.
Nice to meet you. I'm Nagito Komoda.
So what is going on?
Anyway, lucky me. It's been a while since anyone was willing to talk to me, so to share a room with a person like that. Yep, I'm definitely lucky.
Lucky? Ah, so that's your talent then. What a boring talent.
A boring talent, huh? Well, that's exactly what it is. But for someone I'm meeting for the first time, to say that so suddenly...
That's because I have luck as well.
Huh?
Even I possess a talent as boring as luck.
Possess? Huh? I'm starting to get really interested. Who are you? You're obviously from Oaks Peak Academy too, right? So you're one of us. Ah, but that's weird. This is the first time I have ever seen you. Hey, can you tell me why you're here? How did you end up here?
How boring.
I have absolutely no idea what is going on.
Ah, sorry. I'm often told I'm terrible at making conversation.
Not you. This world.
Huh?
This world is full of boring people.
I feel like I'm Monokuma right now.
People who lack talent stick together and oppress those who do possess talent. Even though they know they're insignificant, they don't try to acknowledge their true superiors. They are profoundly desperate to drag them down to their level. And because of these bastards, this world has come to a deadlock. This world has stopped evolving. How boring.
Well, the world is shaped by the will of the majority. It makes sense that it bends to those who lack talent. That's why we're in our present situation. Perhaps. Does that have anything to do with the reason you're here?
Boring people make no contributions to the world, not even a speck of dust. That's why my teachers taught me that a certain degree of selection must be performed.
Looks like they had high expectations for you, huh? That's completely different from me. But what are you planning to do? Now that you've ended up like this, there's nothing you can do, right?
Listen well, using people is a talent too. It is now my turn to use that person just as they used me in the past.
That person? Are you talking about ultimate despair? But how? I mean, they're already...
I have it with me. The contribution that person left to me, even now it rests in my pocket.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm definitely lucky. I can't believe I'm speaking with someone as amazing as you. Then, will I be able to see her again? Will I be able to see the person I hate with every fiber of my being again? And this time, will I be able to kill her this time? The person I hate so much?
Hate? Then explain your hand.
This.
Does he have finger, like... Looks like he's wearing fingernail polish, like fake nails.
The end of that bandage is a woman's hand, right?
Yeah, I was right.
Isn't it amazing? I can't move it, of course. I mean, it's not my hand after all. But even now, it still hasn't rotted. Hey, maybe that means it's becoming one with me. Isn't it amazing? I have successfully become one with ultimate despair, my sworn enemy.
I see. So you salvaged the body. You really are a boring person.
I don't want you to misunderstand. I just see her as my enemy, you know? Because she's my sworn enemy. Because I hate her so much. That's why I took her power. And for that, Wait, huh? Do I hate her? Huh. That's strange. Look out the window. We're finally here. You're starting to see it too, right? That's Jabberwock Island, isn't it? Isn't it exciting? I wonder what's going to happen on that island once we get there.
What's going to happen? I can already predict what will happen. I already know because I am loved by talent. But no matter what happens, it's of no concern to me. I will not be able to participate in what lies ahead.
Really? I don't really understand, but I guess we have to part ways for a while. That's disappointing. We seem to get along pretty well. Hey, can I see you again?
There is no reason we'll ever meet again. After all, you are boring. Your talent, your thoughts, Your entire existence is boring to me.
You really don't play along, do you?
Who was I? Okay, so this is all what happened before the trip. So that was our way to the island. Right?
Huh. What is this? It's a door. There's a door.
Well, this is how it started. I know this because I had to rewatch everything.
Huh, a door. Why is a door here? Where am I? How did I get here? Where am I supposed to go?
I have too many things on my desk, man.
Huh.
Isn't this?
A classroom?
But even so, it's a very strange classroom. Why am I in a place like this? I went inside the ancient ruin with everyone else. And I arrived at a place that looked like a trial ground. But then, why? It's not connecting. I don't know why I'm here. It's like there's no connection between how I left the trial ground and how I ended up here. It's just like before, when we were all gathered in that classroom, just before we arrived at Jabberwock Island.
But where is this place? Is it somewhere on Jabberwock Island?
Oh, man.
Ahem, ahem, testing, testing. Mic check 1, 2. This is a test of the school broadcast system. Am I on? Can everyone hear me? Okay, well then. Welcome to Hope Speak Academy, you guys. At this point, I shall explain the graduation exam to you all. So please assemble at the gymnasium immediately.
Huh.
Did he say what I think he just said? Yes, he definitely said it. Welcome to Hope's Peak Academy. But
Why would this place be Hope's Peak Academy? And not just that. What is the graduation exam?
isn't the killing over or
Excuse me.
isn't the killing over already?
Okay, so there's a door over there. So I think we're back in the original building, right? Because it makes sense, because there would be a trial there.
Even the hallway doesn't feel like a school at all. What a creepy place.
I don't care.
At least it doesn't look like a normal school at all.
It's definitely a lie. There's no way this place is Hope's Peak Academy. Is this creepy place the Hope's Peak Academy that I've admired for so long?
It's probably a building that Monokuma made to startle us, just like the funhouse. That's right, that's definitely it.
Monokuma said to come to the gymnasium, right?
Then I'll go and definitely clear things up.
Okay, so the real question is this in fact... It could be, but at the same time, it's not looking familiar, but also it's been forever. There's still... Yeah, I don't think this is, like, the original building. I also have absolutely no idea where to go. I was hoping that these would, lead me to the gymnasium, but it did not. Oh, yeah, they found it.
The gymnasium is here, right?
It says frickin' gymnasium above them. Yeah.
Alright, I'm going inside.
Something might be waiting, but I'm not going to cower away anymore. And so I braced myself and cautiously opened the door.
Okay, so we are officially now in chapter 6. So I guess I kind of ended the last one a little too early, but I think we all understand why. 'Cause I had no idea what was going on, and I also had no voice anymore.
I wasn't prepared for what was waiting for me on the other side of that door.
This looks familiar.
It was a normal gymnasium.
Damn right.
Yo, Hajime!
Yo,
You heard the announcement and came here too.
You guys did too, right?
what's going on?
Hey, what do you make of all this? Monokuma said this place was Hope's Peak Academy or something.
That is...
That cannot be possible.
Well, yeah.
You're right, and anyway you look at it. Anyway you look at it, it's impossible.
Hello! How does it feel to return to long-awaited Hope's Peak Academy?
Boy, you.
Hi, where are we? Where'd you lock us up this time? What a shock! I just told you guys this is Hope's Peak Academy.
It's not.
There's no way in hell that's true.
No, no.
Oh, but it is. I mean, this is definitely Hope's Peak Academy. Well, what's left of it anyway.
What's left of it?
Didn't I tell you before? Unfortunately, Hope's Peak Academy fell to ruin. You were serious about that?
I don't believe it.
But of course it fell to ruin. I mean, they were doing things that were deserved to be for ruin, or to be ruined for. Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't like this.
Anyway, I'm pretty disappointed. I went to all this trouble to bring you to Hope's Peak Academy, and you don't feel surprised or nostalgic.
Fine, fine.
Oh well, it's not like I did this for you guys. Even if you don't feel nostalgic, I'm sure someone is feeling nostalgic right now.
Someone.
Don't fuck with me.
Enough with this bullshit! Just spit it out already! Where'd you take us, you bastard?
Though I am not certain of my memories, I believe we entered the ancient ruin, and
In other words,
it means I made this Hope's Peak Academy between the door to the ruin and the inside of the ruin. What do you mean between?
Hey,
What do you mean, made?
what's this?
Oh my! Are your minds getting this grumbly, or getting the grumblies that only knowledge can satisfy? Good. Very good. It's fine to hurry along to the graduation exam, but it's in my nature to provide a little entertainment.
Entertainment? You're planning to make us do something, aren't you?
No way!
It's nothing to be so cautious about. It's not like you'll be making life exchanges or anything like that. It's just a simple graduation exam.
Then what is the graduation exam?
Hey,
Well, as the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know? On one hand, I'm really happy that we're finally going to graduate.
are you sure about this?
But on the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world.
So,
That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here.
Huh?
We're obviously gonna get out. There's no way we'd stay here.
This is annoying. Just hurry up and let us choose. Let us choose right now.
No.
You can't do that. The main cast hasn't arrived yet. Are we gonna see the survivors from the first one? Main cast?
Hey,
Meaning, you guys are just extras until the guest of honor arrives. So enough complaining already. Hurry up and start researching the outside world.
What do you mean?
I have dispersed all the teaching materials you need for your research throughout Hope's Peak Academy. Well, I don't think this needs to be said, but all the information is accurate and contains no lies whatsoever. Otherwise, the main cast is gonna hate me. So, please rest assured and strive to do your best during your field trip.
And as usual, after leaving us with his cryptic words, Monokuma disappeared. Even if the setting had changed, even if the killing was finished, he was still the same as usual.
Oh, what is going on? Outside world? Main cast? Somehow, I have a bad feeling about this.
hey,
Like, he kept insisting that this place is Hope's Peak Academy. But that's impossible, right?
what are you saying?
How'd we make it back to Hope's Peak Academy from a tropical island in the first place? It's impossible.
It cannot be.
There's no place for Hope's Peak Academy to exist on Jabberwock Island.
I said I wanted to go back, but I don't want to go back to a creepy place like this. What does this mean? So many things I don't understand have happened on the island. This building is really Hope's Peak Academy. This is the Hope's Peak Academy I've been admiring for so long. What in the world is going on? Damn it. Why is this happening? Why? I was finally able to attend Hope's Peak Academy. I finally thought I'd become confident in myself. Even so, I want to become Hope. If that's what you're thinking, just stop it. Listen carefully. The only humans worthy of becoming Hope possess amazing talents and a strong will. And the moment you're born into this world, you either have that or you don't. It has nothing to do with effort. You must be chosen by Hope to become Hope. That's why it's not even worth admiring. Or were you so blinded by your admiration for Hope's Peak Academy that you couldn't even see that? Huh. You're just some nobody from the reserve course who never had a talent to begin with. A nobody who forgot he was a nobody. That's all. If I really am a nobody, then you should have just left me alone. Why? Why do I have to go through something like this?
Hajime, did something happen?
Huh?
Hey, bastard.
Now's not the time to zone out!
Sorry, it's nothing.
I don't really get it, but is that all?
I'm gonna do it.
As long as I don't beat the crap out of Monokuma, nothing's gonna be solved. Is that what I mean?
Just what the heck is Monokuma anyway? He's not part of the Future Foundation, right?
If you say that, then what is the Future Foundation?
Even though Chiaki and Monomi are gone, our situation hasn't changed one bit, which means the Future Foundation wasn't our enemy. That's the only thing I can think of.
You serious?
So they're not World Ender? Then we really were tricked by Monokuma.
However, the Future Foundation is responsible for trapping us on this island, right? Regarding that matter, I believe Monomi never once denied that.
Damn it.
Even if there are allies, they might not just be allies.
Maybe Monokuma is telling us to investigate that information on our own.
Chiaki said she could not betray the Future Foundation, but if she were still alive, she definitely would have helped us. No, even her just being with us would have been a big help. So, what should we do?
Damn it.
Well, that's obvious. If we're gonna get out of here safely, we have to do that graduation exam, right?
So annoying.
Graduation exam, huh? I'm not really good at taking exams. Well, I guess it's better than people dying.
Jeez.
Monokuma said something about a field trip, right? Is he telling us to investigate like we have been?
Alright, I'm gonna do it. Oh, he said it.
Like,
Yeah, we might be able to learn about something. About Hope's Peak Academy. About ourselves. I don't care if we don't know anymore. If we can just go back to our normal lives, I am fine. Hey, we can go home when this is over, right? We can finally get out, or get off this damn island, right? If that's the case, let's all leave this island alive by any means.
course.
Hell yeah.
He's right. Now's not the time to bemoan how unlucky I am. Where this place really is, what's happened to Hope's Peak Academy, none of that matters. What's important is, I need to leave this island with the others. We sacrificed so many lives in order to survive just so we could do that. There's no way we can stop now, but Monokuma should already know that that's what we're thinking. So, why did he say that?
I think this is, yeah, blue. Okay.
We have to decide on our own whether or not we want to leave Jabberwock Island. He should already know that we never choose to stay on this island.
Hey.
So what are we gonna do? Can we start already?
What are we even looking for? Do we just have to investigate this weird-ass building?
so.
Even so, I don't think we'll find the answers to all our questions inside this damn building.
Well, I'll just go on ahead for now.
Hey, you're already going?
Jeez.
What is that idiot thinking running ahead without being cautious?
Man.
She's obviously isn't thinking about anything.
However,
They will be fine. There will no longer be any situations where we must exchange each other's lives.
all right.
So we should do our best as well. Like they say, it is not scary if everyone stops at a green light.
If we stopped at the green light, we'd never reach our goal.
Jeez. You're pathetic.
Kane already took off on her own. It might be faster if we split up and look around too. Like Sonia said, if there's no more killing, we don't have to worry about anyone betraying us anymore. Then, let's get this over with and go home.
Later.
I'll go on ahead. I'll see you guys later. With those brief words, Fuyukiko left the gymnasium.
I shall do my best to obtain a wonderful clue that will be useful to everyone. Now then, please excuse me.
Sonia took a deep bow. Then left the gymnasium. Miss Sonia?
Miss Sonia.
Miss Sonia, please don't leave me. I'll be in danger if I'm left alone. Kazuyuchi chased after Sonia, who had just departed and left the gymnasium.
I should hurry and start too.
Just a bit more. Just a bit more and it's going to end. I can escape this nightmare and return to my usual peaceful everyday life. The only thing we can do is advance toward that hope, even though I don't understand, and that I want. Even though I don't understand, and that a lot of horrifying things keep happening.
For the sake of everyone who couldn't make it this far, I'm definitely gonna go home.
And this brings us to the investigation, baby.
Okay, so where should we go? Okay, everything looks pretty normal, so let's just get it. Let's see if Monokuma has anything to say. Never mind, it was one of those things.
I knew you could do it.
Okay, well, I guess there's nothing in the gymnasium. So let's get us on the merry way.
Huh?
That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but
It's clearly different.
is this Monokuma's doing too? Is he trying to confuse us again?
I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps doing it over and over again. He's so persistent.
But I'm not gonna fall for this trap. There's no way this will make me back down.
Okay. Hey girl, did you find anything?
This hallway, there's a strange feeling to it, no? As if an invisible wall has been erected to limit our movement.
I am concerned.
Is it just me?
No, I'm thinking Nope, can't go in the bio room, which I do remember there was a murder in there. Right? If I remember right. I don't know, I could be wrong. It's been so long. That's just not a room, apparently. I'm so confused. Okay, so we cannot go back into the gym. We already talked to her. Oh, the dojo. Yes, of course.
Is this a dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of this building to make sense.
I mean, this definitely was part of the first game. Oh wait, is that Hifuji's little comic thing that he liked?
What is this? Is this a manga? The title is Manga for Morons, A History of Hope's Academy by Monokuma.
Why is a manga with such a suspicious-looking title laying out in the open like this?
Let's start with history first, class.
Hey,
Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. Then, what's the first, you ask? That depends on the person.
So just as I thought, Monokuma made this. That totally explains how suspicious it looks. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that.
Fine, I'll look at it.
I'll look at anything that might be a clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy's history, as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy.
Peak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. The students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope's Peak Academy's teachers who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope's Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it is also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope's Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with the research of talent, so they decided to implement a new system. The Reserve Department. Unlike the main department who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope's Peak Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Hope's Peak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began further research of talent. To create Hope's Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end.
And I do remember the tragedy from the first one where there were just a bunch of Monokumas taking over the world.
Huh?
The end was so sudden, like a manga that's suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Plus, these phrases mentioned at the end of this manga, the tragedy, and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy.
These names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents really happened, right?
This manga only mentions the names, so I don't really know the details, but no, it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that won't make sense, or don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga.
The Reserve Department.
That department was only built to collect money.
I was one of those Reserve Corps students, right?
But hold on.
That's weird.
Oh, you're here again.
Ah, the thing that's weird is you, of course.
Huh?
Hey!
Why did you forget that you were part of the Reserve Department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So, I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that too.
What do you want me to say?
By the way,
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of those Reserve Corps students.
I got it!
Or you willingly sealed those memories yourself.
Huh?
You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memory of what happened. It happens pretty often. Not that I know anything about that, though.
Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come on!
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of a Reserve Corps student.
Damn it, what the heck?
Reserve Department has been added to the AAA section of your handbook. Okay. Let's look at the...
It's armor and a helmet.
Did the map developers design this to reflect the Japanese dojo?
Of course. Look for any Monokuma. Yeah, because there was something in the locker as evidence last time.
There are a bunch of wooden lockers here. Each of them has a traditional looking wood block, keys sticking out of them. I guess they're just for show. There's nothing in particular that looks like a clue.
Okay. So I guess I got everything out of the room. So let's go into the next one and explore the world that we used to know. Okay, so we can go back in the dojo. Okay, you're new.
What's going on?
This hallway is kinda creepy. I can't go to places I should be able to go. It's like some rules being enforced for no reason. It's like there's an invisible wall or something.
Yeah, Sonia said the exact same thing. Let's see if the bio room is open yet. It does not appear to be. Nope. Okay. So bio room is still locked. The dojo is still attainable, which kind of makes me think that I should try it again. But I'm going to just make sure. See, because now at 5A is open. Okay, so now there's another book. I like the leopard print in this room. Reminds me of my room.
This is another manga. It's laying on top of the desk.
This one is Mega.
Manga for morons. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy.
Wasn't.
Might as well get some water while I'm already cutting this out.
Wasn't the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy mentioned in that other manga too?
It's why Hope's Peak Academy went bankrupt, and it was the trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history.
If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about that incident?
Probably.
I took that manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated, stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is...
As the name suggests, the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. The key player in that event was a student named Azuro Kamakura. Azuro was a genius known as a symbol of hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Azuro was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Wielding superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Azuro as the ultimate hope. To protect such a rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Azuro's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Azuro's existence. But Azuro, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope's Peak Academy Student Council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Azuro. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Azuro's superior talent and concealed the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of reserve course students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated, and the uprising began. And that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, that incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Works cited, Danganronpa 0.
With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga.
Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy.
What irony! For a genius known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident, a talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. You should be lucky that you're incompetent.
Damn it. He always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off.
But ultimate hope?
Nikito mentioned that before too, but it looks like it means something completely different here.
What Nikito said was the true meaning of hope. But for Azuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents.
I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department.
That's right, the reserve department. Here, it said the reserve corps students in the reserve department began uprising.
Then what about me? Was I a participant too?
No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that.
Tragedy of Hope Academy has been added to the Trooper section of your handbook.
Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is a far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? And who's this other student that isn't Azuru? A certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage. Who is that?
This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up.
Make sure there's nothing else here, and we out. Okay, so now I guess I can recheck the bio room. That's really the only other room that's like that room, and because the bio room is open now. It says raw on it. Interesting. I keep hitting E because I've been playing more Borderlands lately. So if you're wondering why I'm just stopping in front of all the doors and not doing anything, it's because I'm hitting the wrong buttons.
What the hell is with this room? It's freaking cold in here.
It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death.
I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already.
Oh, excuse me. Honestly, what I should do... Oh, God, I wonder if the bodies are still in there.
I've seen this in movies before. It's a refrigerator for preserving dead bodies.
At least that's what it looks like. But that's not possible, right? Keeping dead bodies in a high school biolab isn't something you should joke about. It just feels so forced. This idea should have been cancelled during development or something.
What am I thinking?
I was curious just because it was such a big part of the first one.
There's another manga just lying around here. This time the title is...
Manga from Moran's the biggest, the most awful, the most tragic event in human history.
I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident.
The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just what was that incident really all about? Might turn out to be something lame.
I flipped through the pages of the manga and hoped that I was right.
Is it gonna do anything? Here we go.
A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. An incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is that grotesque? Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with this sentence.
The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply triggered. At first, the uprising by the reserve corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement has started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet and began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light, and then it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak killed the weakest among them, and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear, as if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coup d'etats began occurring around the world. A war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain, just war. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could the movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy, a group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair, and with this, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, and most tragic event in human history. As long as the ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end.
My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold, and it wasn't because I was freezing in this room.
The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. This is definitely all made up.
I mean, if this is really true, then what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant.
What's happened to them?
No way!
He's asking the important questions, like, hey, is my restaurant still available? Can I eat the food I like? Hey, are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you?
Who would enjoy reading something like this?
Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy. Okay, first of all, who doesn't like to eat candy? Like, there's so many different types of candy out there. There's no way. It's like, if you're somebody who actually likes those gross and disgusting Good and Plenties, then good. There's more for you, because I won't touch them. I'll eat all the chocolate in the world.
Enough! What is this messed up manga?
I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but for you not to remember that, such despair. That's the Future Foundation's fault, though. Thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains.
This incident really happened, and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible.
Insane.
How many times have I told you? How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real. Please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it.
I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world.
I see. So that's how it is. That's what he meant by what he said at the beginning.
Well, as the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know? On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate. But on the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jeppelock Island, or stay here. He's trying to make us feel despair toward the outside world, so we'll want to stay on this island.
But there's no way I'm going to do what he wants.
Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope, just like now.
Perhaps, no. That's definitely it.
The tragedy has been added to the through bullet section of your handbook.
Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this ultimate despair group? If they're devoted to a certain student who guided Hope's Peak Academy to its destruction, are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Plus, the organization isn't just one person, but a group of people.
But if they're known as Ultimate Despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they were actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they were called Ultimates. Then, are the killings were involved and connected to them as well?
It's no use. I'm going to freeze to death. I'm my limit. I need to get out of here.
Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room.
Well, at least I know that. Okay.
Phew, that was close. I nearly froze to death.
So, where should I go next?
It's a good question. This room is like a bunch of nothingness. Is there a room over here? Yeah, room of nothingness. We already went to the dojo. No, we went to 5A before, right? Excuse me, my allergies are acting up.
No, I should ignore it. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see him.
Hiya!
Why, hello, Hajime. I hope you're doing pleasingly well. Are you pleasingly well? You're pleasingly well, right?
What are you doing here?
Oh no!
Well, there was another thing I needed to tell you on this floor. I got bored of drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you by word of mouth?
You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place.
A high school student who doesn't like manga is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots.
I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up. What did you need to tell me?
It's about the key piece of information you've been waiting so long for.
What?
Surprise! It's about ultimate despair.
Huh?
Ahem. Even though the term ultimate despair refers to a group these days,
Actually,
it was originally the title for a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive. A high school girl.
yes indeed.
Lady Junko Inoshima. Yeah,
Junko was in fact the ultimate despair, who is also the ultimate supermodel. Right?
Junko Inoshima?
As the former ultimate despair, she created a despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the ultimate despairs.
What if it's like each of her alter egos that she had? That's actually what the ultimate despairs are. That'd be fun.
There was one really horrible person in that group.
With me.
Hold on a sec. I don't know what the ultimate despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some effed up organization created by a high school girl. Humans who are obsessed with their philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout history, right? There's nothing strange about it. I mean, accurate. That holds true for Lady Junko. With her charismatic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelons of power. Her connections were the main reason that incident became the tragedy in the first place. So, she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the threat.
So she even got people to join her who would have neutralized the threat?
What was their purpose? What? Like I said, why did they cause that incident? It doesn't even make sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they do what they did without any purpose. It was Junko Inoshima's despair.
Huh?
For Junko Inoshima, despair isn't about purpose. It's a set of principles, a way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Inoshima as Junko Inoshima.
What are you saying?
I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime is a human. It's exactly like that. Junko Inoshima is full of so much despair that she's truly hopeless. I just hate it when you're so full of despair that you're hopeless. Living. Living, dying, eating, loving. For her, everything is despair.
What the hell?
With her overwhelming force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate spares one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. That idea had been slammed right into their minds. And so, the ultimate despairs who had been recruited became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko Inoshima. Like believers making offerings to their god, like a mother providing food to her children. They dedicated all despair so they could escape from despair, all in Junko Inoshima's name. For example, they killed their families and friends, and even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation. And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed it was something that they had to do.
There's no way something that crazy is possible.
You literally are living through it, kid. Do you know about the final days of the reserve corps students during the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy?
Final days?
In other words,
Junko has the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history.
Hey, what do you mean final days? What happened to the reserve department?
of course.
They fulfilled their role as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. And so, the 2,357 students of the reserve department all committed mass suicide. Oh my god.
Mass suicide?
You say
All 2,357 students? Oops, it wasn't all of them. One person was excluded.
One person was excluded, huh? I wonder who that was.
How do you not know? Are you dead, Hajime? Are you dead? No. So clearly you did not participate in the frickin' suicide, you dummy.
Is that me?
I don't think I actually technically did that. I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair? Junko Inoshima? Huh, doesn't scare me at all. I mean, Junko Inoshima's already dead.
Huh?
I mean, she
did die at the end of the first one, so... Unless she didn't actually die, of course. Because why did he have her hand? That weird intro part was so weird. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll all make sense in the trial, I'm sure. Once Despair has been added to the trip wallet section of your handbook. Serve department has been updated in your served in your handbook. Check the trip wallet menu to review it. Okay, so that was actually Monokuma, much to my surprise. So Despair is written there. That's nice. Let's talk to Fuyuhiko just to make sure.
Hey Fuyuhiko, is it true what you said? Junko Inoshima is really dead.
What? You didn't see? There was a book called Manga for Morons Killing School Life in that bloody classroom.
A bloody classroom? No, wait. What was that you said about the killing school life? Like the killings we were involved in, they were killings that happened at Hope's Peak Academy?
Hey, look, it's Aoi! Hi, Hina. How you doing, girl? And look how thin Byakuya used to be.
As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat her.
Yeah, that's what it was. The killing school life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape from the academy.
Hey,
For a manga about the killing school life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed killing school life was Junko Inoshima.
The mastermind took her own life, which means Junko Inoshima is dead?
life.
It turns out that killing school life was part of that whole most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of former students of Hope's Peak Academy and forced them to kill each other. Former students of Hope's Peak Academy, but she took away their memories. That's just like us. Apparently the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance cameras and broadcast worldwide. There's a limit to being a cruel asshole.
The surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing?
The students of Hope's Peak Academy are widely known as symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once.
That's messed up.
But that messed up plan was stopped. Junko Inoshima failed. Junko lost to the students she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by the despair she created, she took her own life.
Then Junko is no more?
No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter. Junko Inoshima isn't alive anymore. Then, who is our enemy? If Junko Inoshima is already dead, are the rest of the Ultimate Despairs behind this? Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings we're involved in resemble that killing school life. Well, I don't know who the hell is imitating Junko and making us go through this, but an imitation is just that, an imitation.
No shit.
If the students from Hope's Peak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to save some fake. But if this is really an imitation, are those surveillance cameras the same too?
Probably.
The cameras all over Jabberwock Island. Are they broadcasting to somewhere, just like the surveillance cameras during the killing school life?
Okay. The killing school life has been added to the trope wallet section of your handbook. Ultimate Despair has been updated in your handbook. Check the trope wallet to review it.
Man, Hajime, you totally know about that story, huh?
What? Do you have a problem with that?
Well, I really wanted you to read the manga version since I took the time to draw it.
What are you gonna do?
Oh well, I'll just raise the flag.
Flag? What do you mean raise the flag? What's going to happen if you do that?
One step at a time. You're getting closer to clearing my character route.
You're not making sense again.
Now then, I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside. I'll raise the flags like crazy.
So I should talk to you again?
What a surprise! Do you want to hear about the ultimate despairs again?
No, I don't really need you to.
Even though the term ultimate despair refers to a group these days, it was actually a term used to describe Juko Inoshima, the official ultimate despair. He just started on his own. As a former ultimate despair, she created despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the ultimate despairs. With her charismatic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelons of power. Her connections were the main reason the incident became the tragedy in the first place.
It's fine already. You don't have to keep explaining.
Huh? It's fine already? But I'm just getting to the good part.
Good part or not, I've already heard this from you before.
Okay. So I guess we just have to get out of here then.
Huh?
It changed to a different hallway again. It's so sudden. What's going on to make something like this happen? No, I've
already decided that I'm not going to be surprised.
Yeah, you just decide that. That's right. There's no time for me to be surprised by something like this.
Okay, so the hallway is different again. So I can Kane, help me.
Akane is twitching her nose like a beast and examining her surroundings.
Hey, what happened?
Well, you know, it's just my gut, but I feel like someone's getting closer.
Huh? What do you mean? Who?
I don't know. It's just my gut after all.
But still, her gut is pretty impressive. For some reason, it's strangely intuitive. And Monokuma did say something about the main cast coming. It's surprising, but her gut must be correct again this time.
Hey Mojo, how you doing? My puppy came to visit me again. Isn't he nice?
Okay, so we have the data lab. Okay, so we're probably going to visit all 4 floors then, right? Okay, so the music room is open.
This looks like the music room.
I feel like I can see something strange.
I don't know, is it the random hologram that's popping up?
Looks like it's some sort of monument. Why would there be a monument in the music room? And not just that, the mark engraved in the monument is the symbol of the Future Foundation, right?
Below that symbol, there's a short passage engraved.
To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Hope Peak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation.
Huh?
The Future Foundation was established by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy.
I kind of saw that coming. A little bit. Let's see.
Aren't they known as World Bender? This is completely different. Monokuma, he completely made it up.
Future Foundation Origins has been added to the trope body section of your handbook.
No, I didn't want the piano, I wanted the hologram.
Different nice looking grand piano, it might be very valuable.
Ibuki might have been able to play this.
Let's make sure it's the actual right thing this time.
What is this? Words are floating in the air.
This is like a hologram, right?
The floating letters are forming a sentence. It looks like a passage from an email.
Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have obtained information a person who claims to be a survivor of Hopespeak Academy. Upon further investigation, there are a total of 15 survivors. You may be wondering about the number of people at this time. If they're survivors of Hopespeak Academy, it's possible they may be targeted by ultimate despair. We believe we should acquire them and place them in our care as soon as possible. Though I don't believe the group can go that far without Junko Inoshima rallying them. In a worst case scenario, we must prevent a repeat of the killing school life. Also, if they are survivors of Hope Peak Academy, we should expect them to be quite valuable to us. However, we are still investigating the details of their origins, and we haven't located them either. We will continue investigating this matter. Also, regarding a separate matter, we have received a report from the research facility on the Jabberwock Island. Preparations have been completed. It seems we can proceed with the experimental phase of the Neo Road program.
Survivors of Hopespeak Academy, 15 students.
Is that about us? Excluding Chiaki, who was part of the Future Foundation, there were definitely 15 of us, but
What does survivors mean? It's like they're talking from some other world. What happened outside Jabberwock Island? If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is really true, then the world
isn't normal anymore, maybe.
I'm starting to feel like we might be better off not remembering the memories we've lost.
See, I was also thinking, because obviously Byakuya graduated, so he would also be part of the member of the Future Foundation, wouldn't he? So how does Chiaki play into it?
I guess that's all the clues in this room. It's finally confirmed. The Future Foundation is on our side at least. They were founded by the graduates of Hopespeak Academy, and they took us in to protect us. What if that's true? Chiaki should have made that clear to us.
No, as long as Monokuma was around, she probably couldn't say anything carelessly.
Monokuma. If he's the Future Foundation's enemy, then his true identity must be the ultimate despairs who caused the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The ones who are carrying out the will of Junko Inoshima are making us go through this. Also, this caught my attention in the email too. What is this research facility on Jabberwock Island mentioned in the email? What's that about? The only Future Foundation facility we found was that ancient ruin.
There's no way that's the research facility.
If there really is a research facility on this island, there should be other Future Foundation members here.
Somehow, there are still so many mysteries.
You got that right, buddy. I like the disco ball, though. Very festive. Okay. Okay, I really don't like this whole blacking out effect that it has. Teacher's Lounge.
This feels different from the classroom.
It's probably the office, right? I mean, the room kind of has that stuffy teacher vibe to it.
The office, huh? Now that you mention it, it does look like that.
More importantly, have you seen Miss Sonia? I don't see her at anywhere. How much longer is this guy gonna be obsessed with Sonia? Give it up already.
Right? Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so we are in the teacher's lounge, I guess. So there's more of the hologram. I found another one of you, baby. Mwah.
Are you serious?
Not that I think I can do anything with these anymore, but doesn't hurt to grab them, right?
There's something written on the blackboard.
What's written here?
List of subjects is written on the blackboard in large letters. Just below that.
Are names I've seen before.
Ultimate imposter. Okay, let's see. So we have Hajime, Chiaki. So Hajime is like what? Ultimate reserve. Let's see. Chiaki, gamer, mechanic, gymnast. Right? She's a gymnast. Princess. Okay, so it's everyone's name except for imposter, and person who is missing is Byakuya, which that could make sense because Byakuya, or they said there was only one person on the from the foundation, that was Chiaki and not Byakuya. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. So this could make sense. We'll see where this goes. Man. Might as well read the newspaper, right? Okay, so there's Hiyoko.
There's a newspaper posted on the blackboard. Below that, Hiyoko Sainji. It's written there. What is this newspaper?
What is this?
It says, Miss Hiyoko Sainji. Or Sainji. This can't mean the same Hiyoko, right? I mean, the Hiyoko we knew. She was much smaller and looked more childlike. It was pretty much her defining feature. But the photo in this newspaper, in a way I can see the resemblance to Hiyoko, but her height and figure, it's too different from the Hiyoko we knew.
What does this mean?
This lady looks pretty mature. Is she Hiyoko's older sister or something?
No, it says Hiyoko Sainji right here.
Oh, then Hiyoko has an older sister with the same first and last name.
An older sister with the same first and last name.
That's the only explanation, right? I mean, look at it yourself. That's not Hiyoko.
What, did you ever hear her mention an older sister?
Well, it's not like I was that close to her or anything.
Wrong.
She doesn't have an older sister. Hiyoko is the Sainji's family only daughter.
She doesn't have a sister, then a relative? There's still too much of resemblance.
What are you saying?
That's Hiyoko.
Huh?
Of course not.
What are you saying? Hiyoko doesn't have a curvy body like this. I mean, she was famous for her childlike figure. She got away with all kinds of crap for looking like that.
Well,
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe she had a growth spurt.
What are you saying? She's already dead. There's no way she had a growth spurt.
today I'm feeling white.
Well, regardless, all the clues I've provided are true. If they weren't, it wouldn't be fair.
What's going on?
What the heck? This is the truth? If this is the truth, then the Hiyoko in this newspaper. Is he really saying this is the same person? If That's impossible. I mean, how could there be a photo of a grown-up Hiyoko when she's already dead? Why? Why does this even exist?
Hey, hey!
Could it be related to that list of subjects over there? Huh?
This is bad.
If it says subjects, maybe it means that there was some kind of experiment, right? Did that experiment change Hyoko's body? Oh, what am I saying? Just saying it out loud makes it sound messed up. What experiment? If it's some kind of experiment, it would mean that we're also test subjects, right? I mean, our names are also written on the blackboard under that list of subjects. But what kind of experiment was it?
What's going on?
What's going on? It better not have anything to do with time travel.
Okay, I want to double check something. Okay, let's see. So, Hajime, Chiaki, Kazuchi. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so Byakuya is not in this at all. And then Hiyoko's name is missing. So she's the ultimate imposter. Wait. Okay, so there's only 15 names listed. And the two who are missing are Hiyoko and Byakuya. So, one of them is the ultimate imposter, which could be Byakuya because he's supposed to be from the Future Foundation, but isn't. But then there's also Yoko, who appears to be an adult and was clearly of child. But now I feel less creeped out that so many men wanted her. I mean, it's still creepy because they're in high school still, so it's still gross, but at least she's not like 4 anymore. But we'll try and figure this out. What's this portrait?
An extremely overwhelming portrait is hanging on the wall.
I feel like I've seen it before, but the name etched into the place card says
Hope Speak Academy founder Izuru Kamakura.
So that's supposed to be the ultimate Hope, right? Who ended up killing everyone?
the founder of Hope's Peak Academy, and this name is Izuru Kamakura.
Doesn't this clearly contradict the information I obtained earlier?
Damn it, another mystery.
Okay, well, I have only gotten more confused. Okay, so screw the flowers. Let's read what this hologram has to say.
There are letters floating in the air, like the music group from earlier. Looks like a passage from an email someone wrote. I think it's the same one from earlier. I guess I should read it.
You understood this matter regarding the survivors. In order to safely acquire them, please do your best and continue your investigation. However, you must exercise extreme caution concerning the remnants of despair. Even though they have lost Junko Inoshima, the fact remains that they are incredibly dangerous. Even after her death, the tragedy has not ended. Perhaps there is still a leader on par with Junko Inoshima. As long as we do nothing about the remnants of despair, we will not be able to end this incident. For this reason, the remnants of despair must be immediately eliminated once they are discovered. Everything is for the sake of a shining future.
Immediately eliminated? Does that mean this is an order to kill them?
That doesn't sound peaceful at all. Well, I guess that's understandable. If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is as terrible as it sounds, it's pretty much all-out war. If the remnants of despair are the ones waging that war.
There's no way they'd be forgiven that easily.
Remnants of Despair has been added to the True Bullet section of your handbook.
Okay, with this, you've totally raised all the flags on this floor. Congratulations, Hajime! You shall now go on to the next stage. Next stage.
Okay, so clearly we're gonna go to another hallway, which is going to... Let's see, we have not gone to the weight room / swimming pool area yet.
Damn it, not again!
The hallway is different from the last time. I guess when that flag Monokuma mentioned is raised, I moved to a different hallway than the last.
But how can he do that?
No, now's not the time to be confused by that. Thinking about it is just going to waste my energy.
Okay, so we are on a new floor. Everything looks... Well, it looks very Minecraft right now. It looks very, very Minecraft. But, you know, have no fear. I will figure this out. Yeah, I didn't have any faith in me either. Don't worry. What the... This is so weird. Well, here's a rec room. If I remember right, this is where Sakura killed herself. It is.
There's a billiard table, a dartboard, and a shelf lined with magazines. It's hard to think a room like this actually exists inside a school.
Okay, so there's a file there, floating table. Well, let's read the file.
It's a file with Hopespeak Academy's seal on it. It says confidential, that means this is a big secret, right? Why would an important document be here?
Why am I even asking a question like that? Obviously Monokuma is responsible.
Anyway, I need to confirm what's inside the file.
About the Hopespeak Civilization Plan. For many years, Hopespeak Academy has conducted rigorous research into various talents. The Hope Cultivation Plan seeks to use the fruits of our labor to further our true goal. With our hands, we will birth a true hope that will bring hope to the entire world. Truly, the program is the next innovation in providing the ultimate education. This plan has been the Academy's wish since its foundation, so we must succeed at all costs.
What followed was a series of detailed instructions and intricate orders. It was full of difficult technical terms, and I had no idea what any of them meant. However, the word true hope left a strong impression on my mind for some reason.
The Hope Cultivation Plan was created for the sake of birthing true hope. Hopespeak Academy was behind something like that?
I don't really get it, but there's something about these words. True hope. Huh. Hope.
Cultivation plans, the true.
Well, there's another file over here.
It's a file with Hopespeak Academy's seal on it. Word confidential is written on it, so it must be very important. According to the document, Hopespeak Academy was using the Hope Cultivation Plan to create true hope. True hope. That's weird. I don't really get it, but there's something.
Okay, never mind. It was the same. It just looked from a different. Okay, so I need to look at something. Okay, let's look at magazines.
There's a lot of different magazines here: fashion, motorcycles, martial arts, sports, computer, travel. There's even a magazine about cameras. Mahiru would have been happy to see this.
Nope. Dartboard. Oh, I see the hologram now.
There's a dartboard, but this is still school, right? Or did Monokuma just randomly make up this place?
Okay, so hologram.
This hologram again. What's this one say?
It looks like another email passage.
Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have finally succeeded in acquiring them and have placed them in our care. Though they were all dispersed, we were successful in acquiring all 15 of them. due to the fact that we are unable to ask them about specific details, it is unknown how they managed to survive the tragedy. It's been reported that some are wounded, so it seems certain that they survived under harsh conditions. Let's see, so
I know Mikan has bandages all over her arms. I can't say about, I mean, I guess Nagito had a fake hand. Or someone else's hand. But
over the course of our detailed investigation, we determined that they are the same age as the others, so we have decided to entrust them to the survivors of the killing school life. As for the remnants of despair, there are still no solid leads regarding this matter, and we have no new information to report. We will continue with the investigation. Once they are discovered, we shall eliminate them immediately. Everything is for the sake of a future filter. Remnants of Despair has been updated and you can check the true quality section for it.
halfway there. That's not a good achievement to be getting just now, huh? Okay.
It says here that they succeeded in acquiring them and I've placed them in our care. That means we should have been protected by the Future Foundation, right? Then why is this happening? The Future Foundation was protecting us. Why were we forced to kill each other on this island?
Well, I guess it's not possible that the Future Foundation set this all up.
What's this?
My, Hajime! If you keep worrying like that, you're gonna get a toothache and collapse!
It's your fault. What is this hologram thing anyway?
Hey,
It's exactly what it looks like. They're the Future Foundation's emails. I thought they made the perfect clue, so I did a little bit of hacking here and there to get them.
You can even do that? Whoever's controlling you seems to possess many talents.
no.
Well, who cares about me anyway? That's not important at all.
There's no way that's not important. His true identity should connect everything to what's happening right now.
Okay, so like he's a hacker.
Looks like I'm in a different hallway again.
I'm pretty much used to it by now, but even so.
What is this space? Am I dreaming or something? I mean, this is just totally disconnected from reality.
Look, Kane's over there. That's done. Hey, girl.
Smells.
It's close. It's very close. Someone has come in.
Akane is twitching her nose, examining her
Based on
surroundings.
my gut feeling.
They're definitely real close. At least that's what my gut is telling me.
Then answer this with your gut. Is it an enemy or an ally?
Let's see. My gut feeling is.
They're both.
How can they be both?
Yo,
He's right. They're both.
Both? What do you mean?
you.
I don't know any details. It's just my gut after all.
Well, that's true, I guess.
Okay, so the enemy is also an ally. So who could be an ally and an enemy? Someone like a spy. Or... oh, what do you guys think? Okay, library. That's a new place. And then there's also a back closet, if I remember correctly.
This must be a library.
But Okuba probably left something here too. I should hurry up and find it.
Oh, there's a hologram.
This hologram again. It must be another one of the Future Foundation's emails.
I should read it. There's no doubt that it's another clue.
The Future Foundation 14th Division, Makoto Neji.
Hey!
Where are you guys? What are you doing right now? What you're doing is a serious act of treason, do you understand? Why are you protecting the remnants of despair? It should be abundantly clear to you how dangerous it is to keep these people alive. Stay calm and think about this carefully. You guys are being lied to. Think carefully about what's important to bring the light of hope to the world. The 6 of you joined the Future Foundation because you agreed with our ideas, right? The Future Foundation rescued you from the tragedy. You survived and cooperated with recovering your memories. Immediately return the remnants of despair to our headquarters. Unless we eliminate them, the tragedy will never end. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope.
What does this mean?
This email suggests that someone was trying to let the remnants of despair escape. This email is addressed to Makoto Neji.
But he's with the Future Foundation, right? Then why was he trying to protect the remnants of despair?
Did he betray the Future Foundation?
My brain hurts. What did Makoto do? Okay, so he was the main reason why they were able to win against Despair originally. So why would he change? I mean, of course, unless if our girl, Kyoko, changed sides, but I don't see that happening. You know, she's the ultimate detective. Like, it's her thing to sniff out liars. Yeah, so those are both... Okay, Akane, you are really, really getting tripped up. Okay, so the library was... See, I'm already lost. 2B, that's a new place. Okay. Okay, so it's a trader. So maybe Makoto is both? Because he was just being tricked? And that's why he was going against the Foundation? Who knows?
Huh, didn't I walk into a classroom?
I don't really get it, but this looks like the laundry room.
There's no use worrying about it, but I was in a school and now I'm suddenly in a laundry room. This looks like a tablet computer. It looks like the power is on too.
Is this the next clue?
I picked up the tablet and immediately started examining it.
Okay, so here's the Neo World program that was being talked about before.
Neo World program?
This word, Neo World, I seem to recall hearing it and seeing it a few times already.
The New World program has another name, Psychotherapeutic Communication Simulator. The New World program is built with the most recent psychotherapy technology and administrative software. To develop the Neo World program, individuals such as the Ultimate Programmer, the Ultimate Neurologist, and the Ultimate Therapist were among the many talented people whose research results were utilized. By mounting a device to the cranium, the New World program allows its subjects to experience a synthetic virtual world. Additionally, the Neo World program has another feature. It can replace memories formed in the real world with information contained in the synthetic virtual world. Therefore, it is possible to undo trauma sustained in the real world through the use of the virtual world. However, this device is for psychotherapy purposes only. Any other use is expressly forbidden. Though it is highly effective in treating brainwashing and abusing the device, risks total personality destruction. Thus, extreme care must be exercised when operating this program.
Slowly, everything around me turned black.
Synthetic virtual world program.
A feeling of emptiness, like everything is being tainted. A feeling of weakness, like the world is collapsing beneath my feet. Everything is starting to feel meaningless. The desperate attempts, the sad goodbyes, the conflicts, the trust I felt until now. It's all disappearing until all I feel is despair.
Ah!
I screamed loudly as if I was confirming the sound of my own voice. There's no way I can accept this. I am starting to accept that.
There's no way something as crazy as this actually exists.
Nice!
You gotta raise the flags more in order to clear my character room. Now then, despair is waiting for you.
Impossible. This is impossible. It's all made up. Everything is all made up.
Made up?
Including me too.
Okay, so we're clearly in that virtual world now. I do remember it having some weird hiccups throughout the gameplay. Hey, I got you, buddy. Hiding in the corner.
No.
So that I do remember there being like some random glitching throughout, so maybe all of this entire trip was a lie. And if so, they could also show why she is so much younger, because you just programmed her to be younger versus her actual age. Right? That makes sense. Hey, how are you doing? Did you enjoy the killing school trip? By the way, do you guys remember the speech I made at the beginning? From this point on, I promise you a world that truly deserves to be called a game. You guys are the only ones watching this who can save them.
The end of the world is nigh. What? Watch at gun. Wait, what you gonna do? What's gonna happen?
This is such a mind trip to read it like this. Isn't it exciting? Isn't it heart-throbbing? Throbbing? No. Look forward to it.
This hallway.
This hallway.
When we first arrived here, I walked down this hallway from the classroom to get to the gym.
I don't really see a resemblance, but...
Okay. Okay, this is really, Okay. Hey, can you... Oh, hey, Sonia. What's up, girl?
Well?
Are you familiar with the placebo effect and the nocebo effect?
Huh?
The placebo effect is when your health improves after taking a fake medicine that you believe is real. And the nocebo effect is the exact opposite, which means as long as the human brain controls all other bodily functions. If the brain believes something is real, it will become real.
Why would you bring that up all of a sudden?
Huh?
Oh my.
Huh? I am not sure. I do not fully understand.
What the heck?
The moment you discover that the truth was a lie, all hope will disappear. Okay, so we're back on the first floor, right? So I'm supposed to find the gym, right? And this does not make it any easier to find where you are going. The gym. Never mind. I was wrong. We are not looking for the gym. I guess I can go back to 1B. I thought we already visited that room, though. Could be wrong, though. Probably am wrong. Okay. Let's see, so it's to the left, right? Classroom 1B. Because we never went into the bloody... Okay, big object. What the...
Is this floating?
That's impossible. There's no way something this big would be floating like this.
But what in the world is it?
At the moment I looked at that object.
Chiaki? No, this is Chihiro!
Welcome to the Neo World program.
A person? A floating person is talking to me? Who is it? No, is this even a person in the first place?
Not quite a person. I'm simply an artificial intelligence program. It'd make me happy if you call me Alter Ego. What is the name my master gave me when I created me?
It can.
It can talk.
But what are you? Alter Ego? Artificial intelligence program?
I am the master program behind the Neo World program. I'm responsible for creating and overseeing this world. However, only the observer has the authority to directly influence you guys. I can't actually exert much influence. In fact, my existence is one that you don't normally meet. I'm sort of like an apartment manager or something. I may oversee the entire apartment building, but I lack the power to manage individual rooms. But the virus has infected everything I'm supposed to be managing. And because of that, this world I'm managing is acting very peculiar.
Hold on. My brain can't follow what you're saying. Let me gather my thoughts first.
Damn it. It's that feeling from earlier again. This floating, like my feet are hovering above the floor. It's like I can't feel my feet or the ground, like I can't even believe my own existence.
Hey, you should know, right? Where is this place? Tell me, what is the Neo World program?
The Neo World program has omitted the data collection procedure for shaping the entire world as such. Only the data we collected during the experimental stage is being utilized. Specifically, that means the data detailing Jabberwock Island, where this research facility is located. That is why the previous Jabberwock Island cityscape was restored. Ergo, if I am to answer your question, where is this place? The answer would be mostly Jabberwock Island. Certainly, portions of it are different depending on the circumstances. For example, this school you're in. It appears this space is entirely under the virus's influence. That's probably why I'm appearing before you too. However, even without the virus, these circumstances are a bit unnatural. It seems the launch was rushed, and because of that, there wasn't enough time to collect any data. I'm sorry, I don't really know the circumstances of the outside world. After all, I'm simply the overseer of the Neo World program.
Most of its words. I understood what they meant, but I couldn't understand what was being said. There was no way for me to acknowledge it was the truth. It would make much more sense if this was a fictional world.
Wait, are you saying this world is a fictional world?
I feel like I can't believe what's going on here. This missing sense of reality. All the mysteries, all the truths, they're all just fiction. Is that? Even so, I need to know. I need to know what this world is. Hey, can you tell me?
Hey, could you tell me what was the Neo World program used for in the first place?
The Neo World program serves only one purpose. It's used to make the real world a splendid one. I guess you can say it's a program for creating hope.
A program for creating hope? But the fact that we're here, and the fact that we don't have our memories, that's all the program's fault, right?
Deleting memory is the first step toward replacing memory. Replacing memory data is one of the features of the Neo World program. With the installed memory control unit, it is possible to remove any time period you set it to, and from there, you upload the memories obtained in the virtual world.
Removing memories of any time period you set it to. So Monokuma was right. We did lose our school memories.
But why? Why us? Why were our school memories taken away? There's a reason for that, right?
That is a mystery to me, too. Doing the program on the survivors of Hope's Peak Academy while it's still in an experimental stage, I'm sure there was a very good reason. But unfortunately, I don't know what's happening in the outside world. I'm sorry.
Are you saying we're lab rats? That's the only thing I can think of. It sounds like we're just lab rats. The Future Foundation did that to us. But they're trying to save the world, right? Or is the Future Foundation not our ally?
I'm sorry, I can't provide that much help. If only I was more reliable, I wouldn't have lost my authority to a virus like this.
All these new words make my head feel like it's about to burst. Can you tell me more about the Observer and that virus?
Well, for this session, the Neo World program was programmed to house 15 people, along with 2 monitors.
2 monitors?
Yeah, they were disguised as a teacher and one of the students. They were intended to guide the participants in this way. By the way, the observer in the teacher role has been given the authority to influence you all, but the observer in the student role was not. They weren't given any special authority at all, so they'd seem the same as everyone else.
What kind of authority does that teacher role have?
As an example, the teacher creates the rules of this world and manages them. If the teacher is properly managing the rules they've created, there is no risk of abuse. But because of the virus infecting everything, that has changed. It changed the world, or this world where violence shouldn't have existed in the first place. The Neo World program would have promised eternal peace. But just like the outside world, it's become a world filled with violence and death.
What is that virus?
I don't really know the details behind its true identity, but the function is beyond my capabilities. No matter how much I try to stop it, it behaves as if it already knows what I'm attempting to do. In the end, it stole the portion of my abilities which contained my authority to build the world. It was like it was a grandmaster chess player. It desperately tried to fight back so it wouldn't have complete control. But even so, a portion of the world has been modified at its convenience.
She's probably talking about Monokuma Rock and the Funhouse. Based on what she's saying, it sounds like she's on the receiving end of a one-sided attack. But Alter Ego should be an impressive artificial intelligence that the Future Foundation created. I could tell that just by communicating with her, which means the supposed virus is so smart that it surpasses this Alter Ego. If so, does that virus possess an artificial intelligence just like her? Damn it, what the heck? An artificial intelligence waging an attack against another one. That's so freaking irritating.
But how did that virus infect the Neo World program?
The Neo World program exists in isolation. It's impossible it was infected through a network. I'm fairly certain someone physically uploaded it.
Physically?
Perhaps someone secretly brought an external memory drive containing the virus into the facility and directly uploaded it into the main computer where the Neo World program is installed. Based on my calculations, that's most likely what happened.
It was brought to the Future Foundation's facility, but the only person who could enter that facility is someone who is a member of the Future Foundation. Damn it, what am I thinking? Why am I assuming that what I just heard is the truth? Why am I assuming that everything is a lie?
Service have been added to the True Bullet section of your handbook.
Okay, so Nanomi was here to protect us, and Chiaki was a moderator.
But it's true that the virus is powerful and that I'm completely overwhelmed by it. But I'm still able to defend the essential areas, so it has a limit too.
A limit?
If it took over an observer, then it has to follow the rules of an observer. Such as, in order to end the program and release everyone, I need to follow the correct procedure and...
Hey, come on now.
Okay, even if you're just a god in the machine, that's enough hints from you. If you're gonna say something more, suppose that you exist between life and death. The death of yourself is inevitable. If so, it can be parallel to the deflection based on the definition of existence that constitutes the relationship. From there, the paradigm change results by being cut off rapidly and causes a situation where your own existence is unobservable and accelerates and crosses with the joint ownership of the world and the situation from the context and invites your death.
Hey!
Death. And more death. Death every. What is going on? I feel like my computer is just like dying from this. Can we start this weird ass trial?
What the heck? What just happened?
You're right there, aren't you? Someone is...
I feel like this is Makoto.
I feel like you're right there. Someone's right there, right?
Huh? Who are you? Are you different from the earlier one?
Maybe he can't hear my voice from this side.
I'm currently talking to the world through alter ego. Ever since you guys vanished into that space, the video feedback had been pretty distorted. But even so, we were forced to watch you this entire time.
Huh?
The things you guys were forced to do, we were forced to watch.
Forced to watch us?
I really want to save you right away, but because of the virus interference, I couldn't. Our order are no longer being accepted, including the shutdown requests. The Neo World program is beyond our control now. And that world, that person created an independent country that doesn't accept outside interference. But Alter Ego created an opportunity for me to speak to you directly. It didn't mean that working. It didn't mean the person I need to talk to is right here. Right there, I hope.
It looks like this guy can't even hear me or see me. Just who is this guy anyway? Is he our ally?
Since there's no time, I'm going to say what I need to say and believe you're there listening to me. But first, I should apologize to everyone. I know apologize will help, but
We didn't imagine something like this would happen. We never expected such an atrocious virus was working inside the Neo World program. But that's entirely our fault. It's our responsibility for not realizing it until it was too late. But it's not just the virus either. I can't say for sure that the program didn't have any problems in the first place. To tell you the truth, I was unsure about whether or not to run the program on you guys. But this was the only way to save you all. I wanted to save you guys.
Save us? What did he want to save us from? Why would this save us?
You've already seen the password to enter the graduation exam crowd, right? You know, 11037.
11037. That's the number we found at Nezumi Castle.
The door to the ancient ruin was supposed to open after you all finished gathering the Hope Fragment. From there, you guys were supposed to challenge the graduation exam. However, I prepared that password just in case something went wrong. Like I said earlier, I have my doubt that this program was perfect. Even if the chair was trim, I thought the observer might end up going rogue. That's the reason I left out 11037 password in a place where the teacher role would not be able to go. I never thought Nagito, who saw it first, would erase that password. Anyway, I'm also the person who set the password to that number. The number contains a secret. Someone close to me left their number to save me when I was in a dilemma. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm trusting that I'm entrusting that will to you all. I've entrusted it to your future. But that person is trying to abuse the graduation exam. I'm sure they are going to crush you to spare using the graduation exam that's waiting for you. But I want you guys to enjoy it without giving up on hope. I want you guys to withstand it until I get there. Because I have a secret to defeat them.
Does that mean he has a secret plan to defeat Monokuma?
In a one-case scenario where an observer who is the role of a teacher goes rogue, I prepare a clear command to use at the graduation exam site. It's the 4 shutdown sequence.
4 shutdown sequence?
Even a teacher's authority can't stop that command. It's a way to end this that you guys can choose on your own independently of the observer. Which means, even if they stole the teacher's authority, they shouldn't be able to stop it. If you use that, you guys will win. However, in order to start the 4 shutdown sequence, you need to more than half the number of people. And in order to do that, I need to somehow get that number. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to remember that sequence right there. I really hope that was actually Makoto. Otherwise, I did that voice for absolutely no reason at all. Okay, and now we're back to
Say what?
What was that just now? Hey, Hajime! What was that weirdness just now?
Nothing really.
I see.
Anyway.
Oh well. Anyway, that's all the hints you're gonna get. If that no good artificial intelligence tells you any more useless stuff, I'm gonna butt in again.
Did Monokuma not notice what just happened?
It's been a while since I've spoken at length, but it was important to talk to you. It was worth waiting a long time here.
Hey, about that guy just now.
There shouldn't be anything else for you to ask me.
I see. It'd be bad if Monokuma overheard us. That means Monokuma doesn't know about the conversation I had with that guy just now.
You guys have a weapon, a very powerful weapon. It all depends on how you guys use that weapon. The only thing I can do is prevent the virus's invasion with all my might, so you guys can use that weapon. The rest is up to you all. Do your best.
Do our best, huh? What do we have to do our best at? The mystery is getting solved. I'm finally starting to see the truth. But what are we supposed to do when that truth is really a lie? We know we're working towards a conclusion that nobody wants to hear, but still, do we really need to work hard and do our best? Is there really a reason to do our best? If everything was a lie, then isn't everything just meaningless? It's the same for the killings too. Even though we had to experience something as painful as that, something as tragic as that, wouldn't all that be meaningless too? When the world is flipped over and becomes so irrational.
What am I supposed to do?
11037 has been added to the truth bullet section. Shutdown sequence has been added to the truth bullet section of your homework.
Okay, so that should be all she wrote in this room. Hopefully we can get to this trial, because quite frankly, the more... right on cue. I was going to say, the more information I'm getting, the less I understand. And I don't like not understanding. Not one bit.
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's time for the long-awaited graduation exam. Please enter the red door located on the first floor of Hopespeak Academy. See you soon.
A red door, huh?
It's just a waste of time thinking about what this all means right now. For now, I need to finish this. I need to just focus on that.
Okay, I just need to go to the gym, which is here?
He means this red door, right?
Do I have to go in here? If I do that, will this be finished?
Oh, so much trippiness. And we're going down the only road I ever know. Hello. Okay.
Huh, this place.
Yo,
Looks like everyone's here.
Damn right.
It seems that this is going to be the final place.
However, this place is.
Is this a trial field? But why is it a trial field?
Sure looks like a trial ground, but the vibe is way different than the one from before.
We've been here before, right?
Yeah, this should be the place that the door at the ancient ruins leads to.
Hey,
Huh, it seems pretty strange that we've been in that other building till now.
damn it.
It's like we're dreaming or something.
If this is a dream, then this too is very...
So you finally arrived. Congratulations. You guys are the first ones to ever beat this game. After stopping by Hopespeak Academy, you finally come back to this place. To the graduation exam site. Within the ancient ruins of Jabberwock Island. You can give it a fancy name like graduation exam site, but it's no different than the trial ground from before.
From before.
This trial field that's actually inspired the one from before. So, in a way, this place is the original.
Hey, hey.
Who cares? This graduation exam means we can finally go home, right?
Of course.
Of course, if that's what you guys decide.
If we have to decide, what do we have to do?
Now then.
Ahem. Please take a look at the LCD touch panel built into your seats. Compared to the other trials, the rules are much simpler this time.
Yes, indeed.
There are two options, graduate and repeat, right? You just have to choose one of them and press it. All of you will cast your vote, and whichever one has the majority will be considered your final decision. If you don't press either of them, it'll be treated as an absence and will not be counted.
In other words,
Which means everyone who has died up till now will have their votes treated as absences.
then
Then the result is based on a majority vote.
Ahem! If graduate is chosen by a majority vote, from there, an event that's kinda like a graduation ceremony called the graduation program will begin.
Even if we do this stupid majority vote, the result's already pretty damn obvious. Come on, let's move this along. We can press it now, right?
no.
No, you can't do that yet. I mean, your resolve hasn't firmed yet, right? Your will to be swept away by society's harsh current.
Shut up.
Shut up. Who the hell cares? I'm gonna press it.
What's this?
My, which of your orifices are you using to spew bile? To participate in the graduation program, you need my final say as your teacher, you know?
What? Does that mean it won't end with just a majority vote?
Right.
After the vote, I'm gonna judge every single one of you to see if it's okay for you to graduate or not.
Damn it.
So even if we vote, you're saying we won't graduate unless you acknowledge it?
Well,
I'm terribly sorry for being rude earlier.
no way.
But you don't have to worry. There's no way I won't acknowledge your graduations. This is merely a formality. I'm just doing it because that's how it has to be.
He's doing it because it's how it has to be. It doesn't mean he can exert his will over everything. He too has a limit. Is this what alter ego was talking about?
Anyway,
Even if you don't want to do it, you guys still need to do it to solve the mystery. Afterward, you cast your majority votes, and from there, we move on to the graduation program.
But why do we even have to go through something so dumb?
Well, that is.
You said you were waiting for the main cast, right? Which means you're just stalling for time then.
Who's the main cast?
Oh, no need to worry about it. It has nothing to do with you guys.
There's no way it has nothing to do with us. We are the only ones who are involved, you know?
so
It
annoying.
doesn't matter if you're involved or not. You're just a bunch of chumps in the big picture. That's why it was nothing to do with you. Just perform your roles without complaining.
Pissed me off.
Hold down. What's with that chump, Macau man?
Not that it's important or anything, but make sure you turn off that toy.
Won't forgive you.
How dare you treat him like a toy?
Yes?
I did treat it like a toy. You got a problem with that? I created everything. You're actually picking a fight with me. I'm basically a god. Just how promising can you guys be? I guess this. It's just the nature of life. Fine then. Before you die, sear my power into your memories.
Oh yes, I'd very much like to save my progress. Boom, 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 boom. I don't think we gained any more, unfortunately. Yeah, we did not. We have so much room for it, but we never did. Okay. So that's going to be all for this episode. Join me next time when we finally get to do the trial. I know I'm looking forward to it a lot. I hope you guys are. I know this has been a long, way overdue series. And it's been drawn out for way too long, but we are right at the end, and it's going to be great.
Who knows if I'll start 3 at any sort of time. We'll have to play it by ear for that. But thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!